All right. So we just go ahead and let's talk for a couple of minutes. Just I don't think we're going larger than half an hour.
No, that's fine. It's fun.
Yeah. So I have a couple of questions though.
Oh, you prepared something. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have prepared something, but let's see how it goes. I mean, the idea is to have a more relaxed conversation, but let's see.
Sure. No, anything you want. It's and I guess we can take questions from the comments also if anybody has any following up or anything interesting to add to our conversation.
Yep, that will be interesting. So everyone's here, just leave a comment and we'll see if Olof is ready to answer those questions or what.
Let's see about that. Let's see if I can get a little bit better angle here.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Like that, perhaps. Yeah, that's a little
All
bit
right.
better. Great.
Okay, so you just came back from a cruise, from the Mediterranean cruise on the Greek islands,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes.
Are you super tired right now? Are you okay? How are you?
No, it was pretty relaxing. Honestly, it was like a great cruise. We had a great time. It was so much fun. Um, with a great Had a great time with all the other bands and stuff. We especially Bullet and Dream Evil, two Swedish bands that we know since before. So it was like pretty great to spend a couple of days with them on board.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw some pictures on the pool, right? Having some beers with Bullet.
yeah. No, it's been fun. It's been great. No, honestly, but very relaxing. So it's not. We just had the journey home was a bit complicated. We got off the boat at 7 o'clock, and then we had to wait an entire day, and then we came back home like late yesterday night. I was here at 2 a.m. or something in the morning. But apart from that, that's usually what it's like. I think like touring and everything is pretty relaxing. It's just usually the when you travel back home that is like the hardest like
Yeah,
thing and the most exhausting things. Once you're out there, once you're at location, it's pretty chill if you have like if you planned it out properly, I think.
yeah. And how's the dynamics about playing on a cruise actually? Because you play at some time, at some point, but the rest of the day or the days actually you're just like enjoying going to see another bands, right?
It wasn't that many bands on this cruise, honestly. So I mean, we saw a couple of bands, but it was mostly, people there for not only the bands, but also the excursions and getting off on different locations and all. But what did we do? We were just like hanging out,
Yeah,
Yeah. We haven't really done anything like that before. We did a Sweden rock cruise a couple of years ago, but that was
yeah.
completely different.
Is that I mean, playing on cruises is like a new thing for you guys. I mean, of course, you recently been in several cruises, but it was a certain point that you started to doing that kind of performances, right?
It's not an active choice,
Yeah.
anyone who books us can book us if it's like on the right conditions and all. And if
Yeah.
we feel that it's something that's going to bring the band something. So
Yeah.
it's not really that we've ever made an active choice of we want to do this or we want to do that.
Yeah. Well, talking about Bullet, I remember once you've been here in Barcelona and you actually went to see Bullet. They played here.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. In 2018, 17, 18, 19.
18, 18.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It was a fun night. Ross the Boss and Bullet played in.
Exactly. Rose the Boss and Bullet. Correct.
Yeah, and that was some great times. Two great
Yeah.
concerts. I love Bullet. I think they're such a great live band. It's like so enjoyable to watch, and they're always sounding great live.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, they do. They're so enjoyable live. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to talk about a little bit about the Barcelona concerts. Of course, that's the main
Mm,
reason we are doing this conversation. But first, you just confirmed a tour in South America,
correct, correct.
and I know pretty well South America. Look
You
what
do,
I
yeah, yeah. You have a
what I
thing to
have
say.
here. I have.
Yeah,
Do you remember this one?
I do. That was the second time we were in South America. Second time we were in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, this is 2016, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I remember we played two concerts. I mean, you played three times in Argentina on that road, and we
Yeah,
played Cordoba, which was the first one, and then we played Buenos Aires. The one in the middle we didn't play, but another band played.
yeah,
Do you have any recollection? I mean, I know you have a pretty good memory,
yeah.
but do you
No,
have
but
any recollection of
um,
those particular concerts?
the other show was Santa Fe,
Yeah,
and I mean they were pretty solid concerts, but I did not sing in Cordoba and not in Santa Fe because I had a strep throat infection.
yeah.
So that sucked pretty bad, but Joseph was singing the majority of the set actually, um, on
Mhm.
both those first shows, and then when we came to Buenos Aires, I was well enough to be able to perform. It's kind of, I think it's kind of the only time ever we've been having to do something like that,
Yeah.
really. But show
Mhm.
must go on, but it was fun. It was like a lot of fun because if I'm not completely mistaken, there was like a bus going
Yeah.
from all the shows that brought people from all over Argentina around to our shows, and that was
Yeah.
like so much fun.
Yeah, you actually traveled with some guys from the band.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was Metaluria, maybe the band who played with you guys there. Yeah, in Santa Fe. I don't remember exactly if they were Metaluria. Maybe here.
It sounds familiar. It
Yeah,
sounds familiar. Like I've seen like a poster of that somewhere at some point.
and you traveled with them on the on the bus, and you were singing songs. There are some videos going around about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, that was actually so much fun. I mean, to
Yeah,
get to see the the scene so close up,
yeah,
and to really like hang out with all the people from the scene, all the fans, everybody. That was like great stuff.
yeah. Well, we have Gerardo Pacheco here from Pacheco Records. He's saying, yeah, it is Metallurian. It was
Yeah,
Metallurian. He
three
confirms.
great shows. Yeah, which
Yeah,
was maybe one of the organizers for that tour, or
yeah,
maybe at least participators.
yeah. He's like the main guy there in Argentina. There's a lot of people there, but also Hugo from
Yeah,
Headbangers. Yeah, there's a lot of people there.
yeah. I still wear my Pacheco Records T-shirt that I got
Yeah,
at this point. Yeah,
yeah. I saw a couple of them.
yeah,
Of pictures with those t-shirts. Well, I
yeah,
can. I mean, I cut my sleeves off
yeah,
because I was using this for the gym,
yeah.
but right now I'm pretty sure I cannot wear this anymore. So I need to refresh. I need to update my enforcer wardrobe.
Yes,
Uh,
we'll see what we
so
can bring down. Yeah,
yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I remember those particular concerts and that particular tour because it was like you all guys got like the flu, like you were mentioning
yeah,
before,
yeah.
and it was taking you down like one by one, right? Like it was like I don't know who
Yes,
got it first, but it was at some point in Peru, I think. Toby wasn't able to even to
yes.
jump in on stage, right?
No, yeah. We had to play at least one or maybe even two shows without Tobias
Yeah.
at that tour also because, and I think Jonas also had strep throat infection at some point. I don't know where we got it from, but it was like I think I was first, and then it was, show must go on. You just have to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember actually. I asked you about what you're going to do because it was minutes before Joe, and you said something like, "I can't even speak," and you say, "Hey man, this is better than cancel, so we never cancel, so let's go ahead
Yeah,
and give our best." And I remember actually that I mean, you played. I'm talking about the Cordoba concert in the which Joseph sang, because you played perfectly, and I remember that if you wouldn't tell me that that you were actually the singer, I wouldn't notice. I mean, of course, if I compare it with the records, I would notice the
Yeah,
difference. But in terms of your professionality, let's say,
yeah,
I mean, you play the show one song after the other, no gaps in between, just like, okay, let's fucking I don't know, go full metal with this, and the concert was great actually. I enjoyed a lot about that concert,
yeah,
and to me, to us as a band, to me personally, to Raptore, I learned a lot about you guys, how you handle situations and how you guys perform on stage, of course, but how you handle a lot of things that are uh, outside what we can see on the stage.
yeah. No, but I mean that comes with experience, I guess, and that's just something you do, and yeah. And but also, I mean, Joseph is a great singer. He really is. He sang with multiple bands,
Yeah.
like before and after, also. So it's like it was like it turned out great. Anyway, like at that point, I'm not even the best singer in the band. You know, both Joseph and Jonas are probably technically better singers than what I am. Um, so
But you're being humble.
no, that's not. I mean, my vocal technique sucks. I'm just improvising. I have no idea what I'm doing. Never had. Um,
Well, you do pretty well for not having any idea.
Sometimes it's the effort,
Yeah, yeah.
and that you really, really want something. Yeah.
I also remember at some point when the concert finished that you were guys backstage and there were no security, nothing there. So there was this guy. I don't know if you remember. I mean, your Explorer, your guitar was laying uh, on the backstage, unattended because you should have finished your concert, and there was this guy super wasted from the crowd, super I don't know, shit face, and he entered the backstage screaming like, "Olaf, Olaf, a pig, give me a pig, a pig!" Well, he was screaming out in Spanish, of course. He wanted actually just a pig, and but he was so close to break your guitar or to lay over your guitar. And I remember being like the security guard in that situation. Do you have any recollection of that? No, right?
I don't remember that at all, unfortunately. But things happen. I'm not so careful with my instruments.
Yeah.
Somebody told me once that a guitar isn't a guitar before you changed all the parts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're talking about, well, let's finish with the South America chapter
Sure.
for a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about Barcelona and the concert we have here, which is in actually 10 days from now.
And it should be
Yeah,
next weekend.
yeah,
Next weekend. Yeah.
yeah, in Barcelona is on Friday.
Yeah.
So you first announced the concert, and then I saw that you like posted like an additional flyer mentioning something like this is going to be within the 20th anniversary tour. So
Yeah.
what should we expect about the set list of that particular
I
uh,
mean,
concert?
we haven't like decided completely yet, but we have rehearsed, or we will have rehearsed a lot of like songs at that point. And we've been the latest year, we've been doing pretty, like, we've been digging up a lot of old songs that we haven't played in a long time and adding them to the set list. At this moment, we're a little bit more improvising a little bit with what we're playing, and it's not maybe so strict. We just like to have like a good time. And but we're gonna focus on playing a very like songs from more or less every era of the band and
Yeah.
I think every album, more or less, because eventually it's like 20 years this year that we since we've been a band. So it was a good occasion to go down and visit some songs we haven't played in a while. We're also in Marseille. We're doing a 10-year anniversary for From Beyond, where we
Nice.
play that in its entirety. So we might also sneak in some songs into the set that we've never played before.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great concert for a fan, actually.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I mean, I think we're extremely tight. We've probably never been tighter or better compared to what we are right now. It feels like we're extremely rehearsed, which is great.
Yeah.
But that, I guess that also comes with experience. The more you play, the more you learn, the more relaxed you can be in playing, the more the more precise you can be in your playing.
Yeah. Yeah, and also you tour a lot. So after touring
Yeah,
that
no,
much,
yeah,
you go like automatic at some point, right?
yeah, yeah. It feels like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like another day at the office.
Yeah, yeah. But we played a lot this year. We really did. I think after we played after we played South America in February, within a year we would have played North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. 5 continents within a year. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty good,
Yeah.
like a good record.
Yeah. No, I mean it is actually a world tour,
Yeah,
right?
more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can call it like that without any issue.
yeah, yeah,
It is an actual world tour. So talking about the set list, the way I see it, it's like at some point. I mean, I'm not talking about those specific concerts of the 10th anniversary of From Beyond or the 20th anniversary of the band. I'm talking about the more regular festival
yeah,
or
yeah,
concert. The way that I see it, at some point, like it is like, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you decided, I mean, to go like with a greatest hits approach, like let's say to start the concert with I don't know, Destroyer and Dying Evil, and closing with I don't know, Midnight Vice or Take Me Out of
mm.
Timer, instead of like doing like a new album presentation and then adding some songs. What is
Yeah,
the criteria behind that? I mean, at some point you have so many albums and songs that a decision has needs to be made, right?
yeah, but I mean, there's two aspects of that. I think that we want to give the best concert for the crowd, because it's just so much more fun when the crowd is like is into the show.
Yeah,
And it's been like the songs we have chosen to play is more, a result of years of trial and error. To see, we try a lot of songs, and if we see that, we do a bunch of shows and we feel that the audience react not so great on a song, then we change it for another song where we get like a better reaction. And that's how songs stay in the set list.
yeah,
So that's not so strange. But the other point is that I think with the way like people are consuming music these days with on streaming platforms and all, it becomes a little bit more like your entire discography is always available.
yeah,
So new music from a band isn't as important as it used to be when you sold records, because what you do promote when you do something on a digital streaming platform like Spotify, for example, is that you push your entire discography. I mean, and that's kind of how it works. You release a single, but it's not necessarily the single that gets the most traffic, but your like top 3 songs gets
yeah,
traffic from you releasing a single. So it's like a little bit different landscape these days, where I think that you do best in promoting you as a brand, like your entire discography, your entire catalog is what you want to push on people. Because honestly, I don't care if people stream our first album or our latest album. I'm just happy that
yeah,
people stream our music, because it's really the same to me.
yeah,
So that's a little bit like the result of how it works today practically with the way people are listening to music. Um, that's an aspect, but and you don't really go out to sell an album anymore, because because album sales is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Makes sense actually because yeah, it is like you're saying. Well, what is important right now is to be to be relevant and to be on top of the.
yeah. No, I think so too. And then it's like, however you do that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's nothing bad to people going through your old records. I mean, uh, it comes as a word production in Spotify the same way
yeah,
that new
yeah,
albums.
yeah. No, that's just how it works. And then, because it's also a lot more fun to do like greatest hits concerts and not push anything to people that they kind of don't want to hear. I guess a lot of people, since we've been existing for 20 years, I mean, a lot of people go to our concerts because they've been fans for a long time, and they want to see, not only us pushing new stuff onto the crowd, but, just do the best songs we can do. And I think somehow also you can't really, if you release a new album, it's not that that's going to be your 10 best songs. Yeah, maybe you think so, but it's not like they're going to be your 10 most successful songs,
Yeah,
because you compete with 25 years or 20 years of songwriting, boiled down into like 45 minutes or an hour and a half of a set.
yeah, yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Um, During these 20 years, at some point you were tempted or not tempted by suggested by the labels, let's say to work with a different approach. Let's say, okay, let's release a single every 6 months. Let's release a single every I don't know 3 weeks, 3 months, sorry, and then release an album if the things are going good, or you were able to manage it the way you wanted.
No, with the latest album release, we did a little bit so we spread out a bunch of single releases that led up to an album
Yeah,
release, and honestly, it worked kind of great. It multiplied our monthly listeners with a 10 or 20.
yeah,
So, and it really like paved the way for a great release on digital streaming platforms, DSPs. So that's a little bit how you work, I guess, now. But things change all the time. The
yeah,
algorithms change, and then maybe next time we release an album, it's going to be a completely different approach, and or somebody have figured out a smarter way to roll out your music for maximum exposure. You never know, but that's just how what we've been seeing works the past couple of years. But that's also, it's impossible to say what it's going to be in a
yeah.
year from now or whatever, since everything changes so rapidly right now.
Yeah. So for let's say for a new album, are you planning to let's say for now to do the same, like to release a couple of singles,
If
maybe?
that's how it works
Yeah.
still, when that gets a relevant question. um yeah,
Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, we were talking a little bit about guitars previously, and you love guitars, I love guitars, so I would like to go in there if
sure,
you don't mind.
yeah,
I know, I mean, you have, we can say quite a collection right now at this point. I know you have several strats and some and the rest of the guitars that we can see live.
mm,
Let's separate them on two, let's say, right?
yeah.
So about the strats, do you have many strats? Do you use them mainly, I mean, exclusively for recording? Do you have one that you prefer over the other? And I remember seeing some pictures at some point you playing with a white Strat, but
Mm.
eventually it was like left out for a studio maybe.
Um, that differs a little bit. Like from time to time, it's really what I'm feeling like in the moment. But I think I've been liking to play strats a lot, especially in a controlled environment such as a studio, because it's very versatile and it's very responsive. like extremely responsive,
Yeah.
but also like a bit, you have to be careful with it, because if you push it too hard, you will lose tone, or
Yeah.
or it's very expressive when you're in controlled environment, but also I think it's that expressiveness that also
It might
is a
backfire, right?
disadvantage when you play live and you're full of adrenaline and you strike the guitar too hard. Because I feel when you strike a strat very hard, you get a spike of a a spike of a transient, and then the tone dies. You have to play it very carefully to get out the best of the tone from it, I think. But
Yeah.
that's also why I don't really like to play it when you play like Gibson model guitars. They're way more forgiving. They sound kind of similar when you strike, when you hit it hard as when you hit it loosely. So it's more forgiving in a live situation, I think. Therefore, it sounds better in a live situation. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I think when I choose the guitars I play with live and in the studio.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. The strats are unforgiving, actually.
yeah, yeah,
You cannot rely on that. I mean, for live at least. I mean, if you're standing like a tree with a
yeah,
with a guitar, that's fine. But if you're moving around like you do, I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. This has got to be like guitars that you can smash.
yeah.
Yeah,
And let's move to the live guitars, because
yeah,
the way I see it, again, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's been narrowed down to like three guitars, right? Like the Ibanez Destroyer, the Japanese Explorer, right, and
yeah,
the Gibson Flying V.
yeah.
I lately I didn't see the Destroyer that much. So what's your criteria behind choosing one over the other for going live or for
It's
just
I've been
for
more and more getting into the Explorer because it's the most comfortable one. I think it's has a perfect balance on the body. It's
yeah,
also sounds great and it plays great. So it's just like, and it's very light. I
that's
can't play
important.
heavy guitars. I played Les Pauls for a long while, but then
Yeah,
I think everybody who've been touring with a Les Paul knows what it feels in the shoulder after a while.
yeah,
So I know that's not really like I love when the guitars are just light and
yeah.
you can just like it sits on your body and you can just do whatever you want. So
Do you know the actual brand of
no,
that
somebody told
guitar?
me, but it was like it has no brand. So I got it for $200 in Japan. So it was like my cheapest guitar, but it's also my favorite one at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Because it is, I mean, from the Love Suite era, of course, it should be like some Greco, Bernie, some of those.
It's nothing like that. I
No,
have I have a bunch of other Bernie and Greco guitars, and it's nothing like that.
it is better actually.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
it's
I think
unbranded. There's no serial number on it. Where I have looked everywhere. Yeah,
it's a mystery.
yeah, yeah.
You got that from the that street on Japan, the Okiminasu. What's
I
the actual
can't
name?
remember. I had a thing for buying guitars in Japan because they're so cheap, and
Yeah.
so I think I bought instruments there pretty much every time we've been there, and this was one of the occasions. I can't really remember exactly the store it was in, but I think it was somewhere in the Shibuya district.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's called the Okanomizu. It's that street that has like several
Yeah,
music stores. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to go there. I have a Japanese Gibson Les Paul custom that I'm planning to like modify myself. But I love those guitars particularly. I actually love them.
Yeah,
Um, the Black Les Paul, the Les Paul custom that sometimes you're using live. Is that yours?
it's
Is
mine. Yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah?
But
Yeah, that's
I
not
don't
the
think I've used it much, like two or three times live.
yeah.
Totally.
I mean that's very common on you, right? To bring your guitars and let the others to play, right?
Was that?
Because that's not. I'm saying that's not the first time that you actually bring out your guitars on tour, and you guys, the two of you, use the guitars, your guitars.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because Jonathan has an exactly like the same guitar more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, well, since we're talking about guitars, let's talk about a little bit about tunings because
yeah.
at some point, like you guys decided to go E flat, like half step down, both for live and at some point straight for recordings as well, or you are kind of mixing it. Oh, I lost you. Are you
Oh,
back?
sorry. I was just like it was a person making ridiculous comments here, so I had to block him for a second.
I didn't see it.
I was in Swedish. Do you hear me?
Yeah, but I'm seeing the other camera now. Nope.
See?
Now. Yeah.
Do you see
Now
me?
you're back.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. I don't see myself, but if you do it, then it's fine.
Um, did you hear anything that I said?
Yeah, you can take it again. It was something about.
Yeah, about tuning, guitar tunings, because you started like tuning in E
Oh,
standard, and at some point you decided to go E flat and live, but in studio, it kind of like you guys mix both of the tunings, right?
um, yeah, it depends on the song, but I just, I just think that it's worked better with my voice. I just the most important thing is to find a way where your voice sounds the best,
Yeah.
and a little bit slightly lower, I think, benefits my voice because it gets, if it's too high, it gets a little bit too shrieky, I guess, and but it's just something that you find along the way.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the studio, it's pretty much the same thing, but I normally tune in E flat now. Almost always. I think that it's just something special, when you tune to a flat key because it doesn't sound like anything else. Everybody's so used to hearing an E standard guitar, but we just like go half step down. Everything gets. If you ever play the piano, you can like hear instantly when something is in a key of the black keys.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think it's a pretty nice little spice to it that makes it something special, I guess.
Yeah. Do you need to, due to this change, to change your string gauge from?
No, well, I would normally play nines, but I play tens on my E flat guitars.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah,
pretty much the same, basically.
yeah.
If you're tuning down. Well, I
Yeah.
actually play with a hybrid, tens on the tens on the low, and nines
You do
on.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never really tried that. I never, I never experienced or like experimented much with that anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it works for me at least,
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
finger. So that's the whole point there.
Yeah, and I think if you have two, also once again, if you have like two thin strings, it's gonna, be harder to intonate, and if you push it too hard, you will get out of tune. I think it's like a pretty good, especially for playing live. I think it's better to have a little bit thicker strings,
Yeah,
because they don't get out of tune so much when you strike a guitar hard.
yeah, yeah. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see if there's a question. You say you saw one question there.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Okay, okay. I think I saw something where anyone here can ask a question right now for Olof or for me. But I think I saw one. Let me go back. See you next year in Colombia. They're saying they're waiting for you there.
That's nice. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
They're asking when are we going to hear new Enforcer song or album?
Yeah. Well, that's a relevant question. I don't know. We're talking about it, of course, but and we have a bunch of stuff. It's just that we've been focusing so much on touring, so we have to probably have to schedule a couple of months where we don't play, and that's really hard because there's always coming in new offers and new but I guess sooner or later we would have to actively get the period where we don't do so much and just focus on that part of playing in a band too. But sooner or later, I mean, we have stuff. It's never
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never run out of
you're
ideas and
pretty,
material.
yeah, you're pretty active. So I mean,
Yeah,
all the time you're writing a song or whatever. So it's
yeah,
a matter
yeah,
of time to be released, I guess, right?
yeah,
Yeah. They're talking about Napalm. Oh yeah, that's the your label, your current label right now.
yeah.
What about it? Feels good?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think that and the reason to why we decided to sign with them is because they do a lot of great things for young bands. I think that the choice was between a couple of labels, um, but eventually it came down with two that I think that they work great with young bands and that they have a great approach on how to work with young bands, because it's different to work with young bands
Yeah,
in comparison to legacy bands who've been a thing for 45 years. They have such a platform,
yeah,
and the young bands you have to work with constantly getting in, updating the platform and to really push it in a different way. And I think that they have, from what I've seen, that's something that I've been pretty impressed of.
yeah. Yeah, that's great because they actually care about you developing as a band, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I remember reading in an interview, but it was from way before, or I don't know if it was like an Instagram Q&A that you,
yeah,
from time to time, you do. It was something like you were saying that something like leaving Earache Records was like a big mistake, something like that. Is that
yeah. I
correct?
think so. I think so
Why is that?
because they're just so amazing people, and they work unconventionally. You know, and
Yeah,
the experience I have with working with them is absolutely great. It's like the best people I've ever worked with. The way that they approach stuff, and the way we shared similar visions about what we want to do and how to achieve that. And it was not it was not like our second record label, who were like Nuclear Blast, which is a bigger and more powerful record label, but they were a little bit more boxed in, like, we do it this way. And then, but I like working unconventionally, find new ideas and find,
yeah,
new ways of constantly getting, getting out there. And so it was just so much creativity that I think that we worked with together. And I think that's the biggest difference. I mean, I still love the guys from Nuclear Blast too, but it was just something we had, Eric and us had a very, 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 very special connection, I think. And they've been doing great for breaking bands like Municipal Waste and Rival Sons, and back in the day, like At the Gates and
yeah,
Entombed and Morbid Angel also.
yeah.
So they really do it in a very creative and great way, I think.
Yeah, I remember at some point they actually asked you, right, to work with some producer that they were going to modify maybe your songs or ideas, and you
Yeah, they've been the only ones who've been suggesting us
yeah,
to do or coming up with ideas. I love when record labels give me ideas too with their perspective, and
yeah,
and I think that's how you're supposed to work together.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
All right, man. I don't want to take you more of your time, so thank you very much for joining in. Let's remember we are playing together. We are opening for you guys here in Barcelona next week on
yeah.
Friday the 14th. And do you want to say anything to anyone?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be great. We're super stoked for the Spanish tour and for the Latin American tour too. And for everything else, we're having in the pipeline too. But yeah, I hope that as many of you guys can make it out to the shows. It would mean a lot to us if you did. It's really important, and I can't say this enough, to support the young bands. You know, whether it is like whoever it is. If you want the scene, then support the people who upholds the scene, I think. So that's yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, my man. We'll see you in a couple of days.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
have rest, have some some good rest, because we're going to kick some asses next week.
Absolutely. Yeah. I make sure to be rested. Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, see you
All
then.
right. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.